scene is a military ballroom. The gallant and fair are the dancers, but who's the brunette who with eyes black as jet fascinates all the guards and the lancers? Olga Pavlovsky, the beautiful spy, the gay continental rapscallion. Some say that she's Russian and some say she's French, but her accent is gin and Italian. Shame on you, oh, bye-bye. Olga Pavlovsky, you beautiful spy. No wonder that England's in danger, disguised as the Lady Godiva. She'd sell to some buyer our glorious empire and the hippodrome to fortify her. Olga Pavlovsky, the beautiful spy, has evil designs upon Malta. And in Suez, that gal means to dam the canal, and she'll blast all the rocks in Gibraltar. Shame on you, oh, bye-bye. Olga Pavlovsky, the beautiful spy. At last he was caught and court-martialed. The colonel said we hate to hurt you. Of course it's all right, but you've got to be shot. And she powdered her nose and said, Gertrude. Olga Pavlovsky, the beautiful spy. The firing squad tenderly kissed her. And the captain said fire, and the smoke cleared away. And they all hollered, hooray, we've missed her. She is too young and too fair to die. Olga Pavlovsky, you beautiful spy.
Qu'allez-vous faire de nous?
Pourquoi vous nous amenez ici?
Qu'est-ce qu'on vous a fait?
Mais qu'est-ce qu'on fait ici?
On n'a rien fait.
On n'a rien fait, bordel!
Épargnez ma famille.
Épargnez mon enfant.
Mais qu'est-ce qu'on fait ici? Qu'allez-vous faire de nous? Qu'allez-vous faire des enfants?
S'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît.
Rouse! Rouse!
It was our job to set Europe alight. I had by that point come to terms with my fate, riding up the stony track to the farm, ducking my head under low branches as if somehow it mattered. Then suddenly the stony track became a lane and the ride was smooth. I wanted to have the courage to throw myself over the side of the vehicle, that in doing so I would break my neck and so infuriate my executioners by robbing them of their prize. But some voice inside warned me against such a folly. So I sat tight. I felt like a passenger, not just sat there on the back of the car, but in my own body. It was as if my soul was making preparations for flight, and the body I had occupied was now becoming a separate entity that soon I would no longer have a need for. A bit like a pilot jumping out of his burning plane with a parachute strapped to his back. The farm, when we entered, was a dead farm. No people, no animals, no sounds that you would expect in what must have been a vibrant, happy family home. There was the odd lowly private soldier still clearing up the debris of blood and flesh and bodies, and they stood for a moment to salute the arrival of the SS officer. Heaped onto a farm wagon were the ghastly, bloody remnants of 2 neighbouring villages. The car stopped. The SS man got out, saluted a Wehrmacht officer and handed me over. I hesitated before being pulled out. I was determined that I should hold my head high before death took its punch. "Raus!" said a soldier quite calmly. No hysterics. The lieutenant motioned me towards a white wall. My silent prayer was that he must aim at my heart, not my face, head, or my privates. Just a shot to my heart would be humane, if humane they could be. Better than hanging. Silly thought. But it's just something that I had always feared. The lieutenant's left hand fumbled at his holster, and I thought he was about to draw his pistol. A single shot, if you please. I'd switched off by then, almost bailed out of my burning aeroplane. But no. He requested a camera. He was going to shoot me with a camera. I was to be his model. Tears rolling down my cheeks, I could scarcely make out through the cascade of my weeping eyes as he focused the lens. I don't know whether he set the focal plane to f8 or whether he set the shutter speed to 500. All I know is that he snapped away as if I were the subject of his assignment and not his condemned prisoner. The photography seemed to ease his tension, and he came closer, put out his hand, and wiped away a tear with his finger. Then it was over, just as strangely as it had begun. He ordered me back into the car, a Kugelwagen, I now know, and we drove on, leaving the farm with just a driver, the lieutenant, the soldier, and me. We drove into a field, not far, just a little way, this time stopping at a hedgerow. The driver turned the engine off where before it had been left running. The photography had been nothing more than a torture game, the cat playing with its mouse, or so I thought. First the wall, now the hedge. I was strangely calm. I accepted my fate, if that's possible. There would be no more tears, no weeping. I would look my executioners in the face. To my astonishment, the lieutenant, however, could not look me in the face. He hadn't the stomach for a cold-hearted execution, So he turned to walk back to the farm. How dare he walk away, I thought. Yes, I was indignant. I wanted it to be quick and painless. Suddenly, in English, the soldier called out to me.
Don't look directly into the barrel. Look away.
So I did, obedient to the last. That awful sound. At first I couldn't understand why I could hear the guns roar so deafeningly clearly. I was dead. How could I hear this? Has death got no definition, no pain, no senses that tell you that your life has been extinguished in such a vile manner? He must have lost his marbles, lost control of his senses. He must have made some almighty mistake. Shaking, he walks towards me, smiling as if he's relieved, as if he'd been planning it all along, then laughing like a crazed maniac inebriated on killing.
I'm not German. I'm Dutch. I'm a conscript. But I've killed 500 people. And I'm a Christian.
I assumed the poor man had lost all his mental faculties, and so I surrendered to him. But he didn't want me.
No. You must go. Go now. Allez, vite! Go!
But he didn't want me.
Thank you, Christiana. Hold it there, would you? We'll hold it for a moment before going on. I can see that it's hard for you. Yeah?
Just brings tears to my eyes. Sorry.
There's no need to apologise.
Oh. My aunt was an amazing lady, but this bit gets me every time I read it.
And your parents knew nothing about her story?
My parents, my grandparents, she never told anyone. She kept it a secret her whole life.
Just as well she wrote it all down in her memoirs.
Yes. Almost too late, but at least now we know what she did and what she went through.
She escaped through Spain, didn't she?
Yes, eventually. She was a very brazen lady. She used to walk straight up to policemen and German soldiers and ask directions, believing that the best way to hide was in full view. And it worked.
Clearly. Do you think she'd approve of our making a documentary?
Oh yes, she loved television. She thought it was the best invention. She loved people, you know. And she never held a grudge, which I think is amazing. I mean, look at that sign. She brought that back from Bavaria. She had a German pen pal all her life. She said you had to forgive, or else the hate would go on and it would get you in the end.
How old was she?
93. When she wrote this book, she said she always wanted to know what happened to the soldier who spared her. She tried to find him after the war, but she didn't even have his name, so it's pretty fruitless. I hope he survived like she did.
Yeah. I hope so too. Look, could we get a shot of you just looking down the table?
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Don't look directly at the lens. Look to the side, towards Martine.
Maybe you could be looking at some of the text in your aunt's book. Yeah.
Yeah.
She called it The Beautiful Spy.
Yes, it was a silly little song that she loved by Jack Hilton and Pat O'Malley. Apparently it was a big hit before the war. Apparently. Do you know what happened to the Dutch soldier? You'll think I'm silly.
No, not at all.
You will tell me when the film is ready to view.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Mum, come on! My daughter. You don't sound Dutch, where are you from?
Oh, no, I'm from Yorkshire, but, you know, I met my partner when working with the Dutch film crew.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
very romantic, yeah.
Whereabouts are you from?
From Nijmegen.
What's it like there?
It's okay. Small town-ish.
But you like England?
Yes, very much. I like the people. Many things.
This has been great.
Yeah, what's good?
This time stay in touch.
This time?
Slip of the tongue. I don't know where that came from. What I mean is you should drop me a line. You've got my email. When you're next back in this part of the country.
Yeah, I'd like that. And you must come to Holland. I could show you Nijmegen. I'll even get you a bicycle.
I'll take you up on that. Well, it was nice to meet you. Oh,
I'll see you soon.
see you soon. Sometimes we drive to the spot where we scattered my aunt's ashes. It's a beautiful spot. We drive in her old car, the one she bought just after the war and kept it all her life. She bequeathed it to me. Drives really well despite being 65 years old. It may sound silly, but I can see her, you know, in my mind's eye. She's young again, and she smiles and waves to me as we're leaving the spot. And I wave back. I'm sure you'll think I'm silly.